Hi everyone, welcome to Architecture Photography Tutorials. I am Adam, and today I'm going to show you how to boost your colors without using the Hue Saturation tool at all. So this is one of my favorite tools for really selectively picking the colors that I want to enhance and not doing it globally throughout the whole image. So I have my background, I have this image, the colors are a little bit dull, these yellows, reds, blues, all a little bit dull. So what I'm going to do is come down here and click on Selective Color. And you can see you have up at the top here all sorts of color options. And all you're going to want to do if you see the color here that you want to enhance, so for example the reds, I'm just going to drag this towards the red colors. And then I'm going to click yellows, yellow to the right, yellow colors, and you can do as much as you want. Again, you can see what happens if you go the opposite way. Green's not a lot of green in this image, but you can kind of see what it does to this book right here. If I drag that, and so the reason I like this over saturation sometimes is that it enhances the colors without going too far. So again, I'm just doing cyans, blues, magentas, and you'll be able to see here in a second before, after, and none of these look oversaturated. It looks really natural, which is what I like about this. Now if you were to keep going, you see your whites, neutrals, and blacks, and so if you do want to use those, I would recommend doing a separate layer, and you'll see why here as I go to the whites. It really makes everything, to include especially the reflections on the floor, a little bit too much. So I would do a layer mask on that and then maybe brush it over here so it looks like there's more light coming from behind there. If I wanted like this right here to look a little bit whiter, I could do that. So just if you're going to use your blacks, your whites, I would recommend doing those as each individual layers. And again, if we do our blacks, you can see kind of what this starts to do. It really starts to bring in the blacks and create some mood. So if that's the mood that you want to use, you can. It's a great way to do it. But, you know, so again, I would use a layer mask here. And maybe even leave it and then just paint it out this. So that way, again, the blue from this couch comes back. So a lot of different ways you can play with this, but let us just click here, here, and here. So again, this is what we had before. We did some selective color work, and our blues are sharper, our yellows are sharper, reds are sharper, everything is just a lot nicer. And so let's just do a hue saturation just so we can compare. So if we did hue saturation, again, you could kind of come through and just do each individual one if you wanted. A little bit. Greens, cyans, blues, magentas. So here, that's our hue saturation. And then here is our selective color. So it is a little similar, but I think especially when you get into some of these wood tones, you really can see the difference and the benefit to using selective color. And maybe you'd want to do a combination of both. But again, just another way that you can really pick your colors out and not use the hue saturation. Let's just do another one so that way we can compare it again. So here's another image. Again, I'm going to go down here and do selective color. And we started on our blacks last time. Let's again start on our reds. So you can see what that's doing to that wood back there. And this one, I don't think I would want to go 100%. I think that's just a little bit too much. So maybe 40, and then maybe our yellows here is where we're going to kind of push some of that wood tone to a more natural, brighter tone. And you might need to go back and forth and kind of play with it a little bit to get the wood to the color that you want. Greens, this is going to be really noticeable, I think, as we zoom in here. Again, before, after, it really just makes that green pop. So that's I think just a really good example of how that selective color can help. Not a lot of cyans, blues, or magenta in this that I would want to make pop a little bit more. There's this red though down here on this. So I might want to just create a new, again, selective color layer, and I'm just gonna take my reds and push that pretty hard, but I'm gonna click Command I to invert that, and then I'm just gonna brush it in right here. So again, if we select both of those, we can do a new group from layers right here. Let's leave it as group 1. And again, so before, after, we've just kind of made the colors that we want pop. I mean, you can especially notice it down here with this pillow, and I think the greens especially. Obviously you can notice it with the wood tones too, but sometimes, like I said, I think selective color just gives you a little bit more control than hue saturation. Saturation is just really just boosting those and can oversaturate really easily, whereas this is boosting without having to really worry about oversaturating, because you can see a lot of these I pushed to 100%, especially in the first one. So the greens, again, I pushed those to 100%. Didn't push these as much, but it did with this one for that pillow to 100%. So I think it does give you a little bit more control than hue saturation. And again, it's just another tool in your toolkit that you can use. If you feel like that hue saturation is not working for you, you can use this selective color to really boost the colors of your images and make those colors pop. So hope this video was helpful for you. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm Adam with Architecture Photography Tutorials. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.